Our troops have laid down 6,532 shohdas or martyrs, 19,190 of our strongest, bravest and most honor-worthy boys have suffered injuries, and it does not stop there. We have seen 3,629 of our police and paramilitary personnel embrace Shahadat. 10,720 of these men, women of the police and paramilitary services have been injured since 2002. The grieving mothers, daughters, sisters and wives of these brave men and women are a constant reminder of our need to be vigilant and to fight the menace of terrorism. Pakistan's most popular leader, Shaheed Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto, was assassinated in 2007. Numerous politicians have lost sons, brothers and fathers at the hands of terrorists. Our streets are filled with armed police posts. We cannot enter our parks or shopping centers or churches or mosques without being searched and frisked. Terrorists have attacked our military installations, attacked the grave sites of our spiritual leaders, attacked our minorities and attacked the very idea of Pakistan. If I began recounting Pakistan's sacrifices and Pakistan's suffering, I would keep you here till next September. We do not take terrorism lightly. We cannot afford to take terrorism lightly. We have suffered far too much at its hands. Mr. President, our nation is united in its determination to eliminate the specter of terrorism from its soil, from our region and from the world. It is important to enhance international cooperation to totally obliterate terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. Our resolve is inspired by Allama Muhammad Iqbal, the legendary poet, philosopher to whom Pakistan owes a debt of gratitude. Iqbal said, "Shahi kabhi parwaaz se thak kar nahi girta. Purdam hai agar tu, to nahi khatra-e uftad." And I translate, the eagle does not fall from its soaring height. If you have the will, there's nothing to fear from adversity. Pakistan has the will. We do not fear adversity. It is Pakistan's firm determination not to allow any space on its territory for militants and terrorists. At the regional plane, we must all pledge that our respective territories will not be allowed to be used against others by terrorists. The issue of organizing, financing, arming, supporting and abetting terrorist violence needs to be addressed seriously and effectively. Notable success against Al-Qaeda and its affiliates has been registered in recent years. It is well known that following the Tora Bora bombing and consequent dispersal of Al-Qaeda, it was Pakistan's intelligence and security agencies that interdicted a large number of Al-Qaeda operatives. Very recently, Yusuf al-Muritani, the chief operative of Al-Qaeda, was arrested in a joint ISI and CIA operation. We must demonstrate complete unity in ranks, avoid any recrimination, build greater trust, and more importantly, bring about the requisite operational coordination in combating this menace. Otherwise, I'm afraid the terrorists are the only ones who are going to gain. Eliminating terrorism is in our national interest. We believe that our success is critical to regional and global peace and security. Despite our limited capacity and constraints, we have done all we can for the sake of realizing the vision of a bright future for our people and the peoples of Afghanistan and the region. We have actively advocated and worked for closer regional economic integration. We believe that without prioritizing development and creating win-win scenarios in terms of mutually beneficial joint ventures in connectivity, infrastructure, energy and trade, we cannot succeed in changing the picture. We need to give hope and provide a silver lining to those who have not seen peace for 3 generations and have only taken mercenarism and guns as means of livelihood. Pakistan's commitment to eliminating terror and militancy is irrevocable. We believe that this warrants a comprehensive approach not only to deal with violence but also its root causes. This requires enhancing international cooperation in multiple domains. Pakistan has reached out to all countries of the world to establish mechanisms and arrangements ranging from intelligence cooperation, mutual assistance in legal and criminal matters, as well as joint operations wherever required. We believe that this is a global issue and needs to be addressed effectively. Mr. President, Pakistan supports initiatives to strengthen the United Nations. However, it is important not to start anything that proves divisive or has the potential to unravel the essential pillars of the UN. The process of Security Council reforms must be worked in a manner that will reinforce the confidence of the peoples of the world in this body and enhance its credibility and effectiveness. The reforms must enjoy full consensus of the international community and accord with the fundamental principle of sovereign equality. I remain committed to the vision of Pakistan's martyred leader, Shaheed Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto, who reminded us time and again that selective morality by definition is immoral, and that fundamental human values alone must guide our actions. Pakistan attaches high importance to UN peacekeeping functions and is a major true contributor to the UN peacekeeping. Pakistan has consistently been among the top UN peacekeeping contributors for many, many years. We have over 10,000 troops in the UN Blue Helmets. We also attach importance to the United Nations work in the field of disarmament and non-proliferation. Our collective endeavors in these fields would best be effective if we could enhance security for all and pursue approaches that are not selective or discriminatory. Normative work must be premised on principles. Mr. President, we applaud the work of the United Nations in multiple domains. The specialized organizations, bodies, and institutions are veritable examples of accomplishing shared goals and broadening vistas of cooperation. Pakistan played a leadership role in conceiving and piloting the UN's Delivering as One agenda. This is potentially vital informant to global development and to the aid effectiveness. Despite the Paris Declaration and its reaffirmation at Accra, we have a long way to go. The One UN pilot exercise in Pakistan has struggled to achieve the lofty goals it set out for itself, but we continue to invest hope in its eventual success. Of course, the most important kind of harmonization is the one that takes place between people, between hearts and minds, between nations. We place immense importance on our ability to promote harmony and tolerance among and between societies, between cultures and faiths and nations. We know the price to be paid when those values are breached. Having lost the governor of our most populous province, Salman Taseer, and our valiant Minister for Minority Affairs, Shahbaz Bhatti, to acts of violence perpetrated by extremists. For us, the process of harmony and tolerance begins at home, and we take it very seriously. We are committed, and our resolve is strong. At the international level, we are confident that the UN provides the best global forum that is fully equipped to enhance understanding and goodwill between all members of the international community. Respect for beliefs, cultures, and traditions are the hallmark of civilized conduct. We are particularly concerned over campaigns that tend to stigmatize Islam and Muslims. Islam is a religion of peace. It is important that the international community celebrate our common humanity and unity in diversity. Mr. President, the systemic fault lines in the global economic landscape have surfaced lately and remain a source of immense concern. The debt and financial crisis adds another worrying dimension to the existing disparity between developed and developing countries and the need to promote holistic development and economic growth. This requires revisiting the fundamentals and readiness to equitably address the underlying issues. Mr. President, as a democratic country committed firmly to the ideals, values, and principles of the United Nations, Pakistan will continue to do its best for the cause of global peace and prosperity. Under the leadership of President Asif Ali Zardari and Prime Minister Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani, the Pakistani nation is moving ahead, confident of itself and of its enormous capabilities. As a vibrant democracy, we are in the process of accomplishing a historic societal transformation. The challenges our people have dealt with empower and embolden us further. We will remain unflinchingly democratic. We will defeat those that seek to terrorize us. We will empower women. We will protect the weak and the vulnerable in our midst, especially the minorities. We will stand up for the weak and the vulnerable abroad. We will support the human rights of Kashmiris. We will speak in support of the Palestinians. We will educate our children. We will protect our children. We will face any and all challenges with determination and with faith. Most of all, we will be a peaceful and prosperous society. There will be challenges, but inshallah, we will overcome each one of them. Mr. President, we do not anticipate doing any of these things alone. With our neighbors and our friends, we will do all this in the spirit of togetherness, in the spirit of harmony. We will forge ahead despite the darkness of our times, in the spirit that helped build this great institution. That spirit, a spirit that speaks to the very heart of Pakistani identity, is the spirit of the UN. Let us join hands and marching forward for the good of the peoples of our countries and for the good of the world. Mr. President, with your permission, I will conclude my statement with the words of Pakistan's founding father, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, which is the quintessential expression of Pakistan's foreign policy. Mr. Jinnah, in a radio broadcast in February 1948, stated, and I quote, "Our foreign policy is one of friendliness and goodwill towards the nations of the world. We do not cherish aggressive designs against any country or nation. We believe in the principle of honesty and fair play in national and international dealings and are prepared to make our utmost contribution to the promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. Pakistan will never be found lacking in extending its material and moral support to the oppressed and suppressed peoples of the world and in upholding the principles of the United Nations Charter." With this, Mr. President, I thank you for your attention.
वफाकी वज़ीर ख़ारजा हिना रब्बानी खर जनरल असम्बली के सेशन से खिताब कर रही थी। बहुत ही मुदल्लल और जामे खिताब था। इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डायमेंशंस को उन्होंने छेड़ा। इंटरनेशनल सतह के ऊपर पाकिस्तान का जो मौक़िफ़ है मुख्तलिफ ममालिक के हवाले से और पूरी दुनिया में जहाँ जहाँ कुछ ऐसी कौमें आबाद हैं जो कि उन हुकूक से महरूम हैं,